Yeah. So far we talked mostly about signals like they're continuous, like they're in the analog world. But in a computer we don't have a continuous signal. The computer understands zeros and ones, and that's it. So what happens when we want to take an audio signal into the computer is that we need to digitize it. An analog to digital conversion. How is this done? Well, we need to somehow go from a continuous signal to something that contains numbers, not even floating numbers. And what we do there is that we can look at this signal at certain time intervals and sample it. So sampling is basically looking at some predetermined time intervals and checking what the signal is. Okay? So the output here, there, 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 there. So these are the numbers we're going to have now. Or not quite, because not all of these numbers can be represented in the computer. We have a certain number of bits that we can use to divide this whole amplitude range. Oops. This whole amplitude range needs to be quantized into certain levels. And of course, the more number of bits that we have to dedicate, the more true we will be to the original signal. But let's say this is what we have to deal with. So the resulting output here would be this level, this level, this level, something like that. And once we get it into the computer, what we have is not a time series anymore as such. It's not a continuous time series, rather. It's a series of a vector with which we can represent like this. The stem plot. So anything that happened between these points, we don't know about. We don't have information about that. And we also introduce a certain noise depending on how true or how much of an approximation these quantization levels are. So that's a source of noise, the quantization noise, that is to do with the number of bits that we devote to the encoding of the amplitude information. But there's also something in terms of sampling. How do we know how fast we need to sample a signal? Because there might be a lot of things happening between these points that we sample. If we sample too infrequently, what happens then?